Hi there again, you good fellows out there. You probably will be wondering and asking yourself, what really is the beginning, the real beginning of achieving peace? I mean, what or where do we start from? Where is the beginning? What am I really suggesting? If you've really listened to a lot of videos, you will definitely know and understand where I'm coming from and where I'm going with all this. I believe that your understanding will also pull you to go along with me, because you will get the ideas that I'm getting. It will just hit you in the mind, it will just hit you that really you also had the same thoughts, that you had something similar within you, but you just haven't got that. It didn't occur to you to go along any line to share that, or probably you've been sharing with your friends as well. Now, it's this very thing that we have to discuss to help us to sort of know what is happening around us, or what we have been doing that is causing the problems and the difficulties we have in life, the source of it and all that. That is what we tackle, and then from tackling that, we naturally develop the natural instincts. What I'll say as something which that lead us to have a very peaceful and a sound life, way above the conditions that we so much happy with at the present or at the moment. It will still depend on the books. I'll pull out a few things from the Holy Bible. There's the Red Letter Holy Bible, King James Version. I also sometimes will end up pulling you something from the Quran, translated in English and all that American, not to the best satisfaction of the translation, but yet I'll try to pull out, because there are some basic understanding that you can also make good use of it, and it will not be a misinterpretation of anything, because we are using the basic and common approach or common literal understanding that's in the book. We're not going to the confusion part or the detailed confusion part, but basic understanding, like God being omniscient, omnipotent, a basic definition. There are other definitions, other names, but that won't be much of our concern now, because the deeper you go, the deeper you get yourself confused. I wouldn't want you to go to my end, or where I went to, or how far I've been, how far others have also been. Some have gone even far when it comes to studying the book and going far into the details of it. You don't need to go that far. I won't let you. I wouldn't even advise you to. There's no need for all that. If you stay on the surface, you can, because even those who go far, they end up coming back to the surface, to the very beginning, to the basic side of how they began, in order to really get a clear picture and see how nonsense and how useless all that they have put themselves into, was really so unnecessary to go that far. Studying all those things, they shouldn't have, waste their time, because so many garbage is being put out there, and one has to be very careful and make the right choices and have a firm decision of what to start from. But if you're not so strong, you probably go up there, go that far, and you can come back, because you get caught up with it. But I wouldn't think you should go there. I'm one of those who wants to prevent you from wasting your time and energy doing something which have no benefits. It's almost like a business these days, whereby everybody get the info and realize that this business can generate money, and everybody try his hands on it to see how he can get money, and they go into it and make as much as they want to make, and in that process they sort of devise new ideas, presentations, in order to be able to sort of win more money, or to get more money, or get more profit to whatever it is that the business is that they've been introduced to, or they've got information about. It's the same way it is with these books. The new ideas came in, new writings. Everybody, was building on that, and it has become a whole lot of stories, and now it is contradicting each other. There's some sort of contradiction happening from all these stories if you listen or you go through it. Until you start from the roots, compare yourself, put yourself in a situation, and then you can really get a clear picture. I mean, I myself know that somehow in my life I find myself in a situation where, I go deeper to sort of understand things. I try to reach out, and I was reading through and I was going far, getting the stories and all from here and there, But it just hit me that those things were not necessary. I mean, were they necessary in this sense? Some information are really waste of time and energy. It does not have any basic reason for an application in practical sense. So why should I go and take all those things in? I don't need that, And it comes to a point where you realize, like, you having a Benz Mercedes car, which you spend more on the petrol, is fuel, sort of high fuel consumption car, and probably you go to get a car which is low fuel consumption car, and they all will take you to the place you want to go. But you get enticed. You get enticed into the Mercedes because of the class that comes along with it, and other gadgets or other things that, as a plus, has been added to the machinery for it to be what it is. And you get attracted to it to get it. But basically, in your basic, simple life, you probably wouldn't have to need a Mercedes to lead your life to do whatever you need to do. A simple, basic, machinery car, just like the Mercedes, and then lesser expenses and all that, can really give you the same satisfaction, or not necessarily the satisfaction, but the same sort of intentions or what you want to use it for. Mostly it's basically for driving, going to your destinations, being able to escape the traffics and things that, may prevent you when you have to go, if you have to use the public service, some of the things that may stand in the way. So you choose that option. The same way, I'm trying to use this to analyze for you to see what I mean by the translations, the different stories that has come as a result to make the book what it is, and all these books having this contradiction. Because if you see these two books that are presented to you, which is the Quran and the Bible, they are almost coming from the same Abrahamic link, and the Torah also coming from the same end. So it's like a related group of religion that they should have come with one basic story. But it clearly tells you that most of all the grandparents or generational descended stories have now gone on their own way. They split with different sort of information. This one says, this is not what the story says about Jesus. This is not what the story says about Muhammad. This one says, this is not what the story says about Moses. This is the true story, and they've all come up with their own or some sort of new storyline to attach to the main thing, to say this is the main thing. And at this age, someone like me at the receiving end of information, how would I be able to tell who is right or who is wrong? Since they are all coming from Abraham, they all can make the same claim. But at the end of the day, if we look at the basic approach, as I said, it shouldn't be the case at all. It is their God, their worship is how they wanted to do things, and they fell into their spiritual, inspirational, worship or thoughts, or whichever way. And they are sort of spreading it around, or they sort of have wild stories that caught the eye of the world. People got interested in it, and people bought into the story, and they've caught us all into the same web. But at the end of the day, is it necessary? Let us dig out to find out that was their God or their presentation, was it really true that it is a basic from the Holy Mighty God, who and our ultimate God for everybody, who is meant, who was reaching out to everybody, or somehow who picked them and left the whole world neglected, And when we're able to address these things, we are heading towards a place where we'll know where the problems came from, the problems of our life that is making it difficult for us to live life in a very peaceful manner, live, share, and be happy in a globalized world where we can, make demands, give as we want to, make requests without any resentment and any slacking back to what is good or what is not good, It's like it is something which will help us to sort of